Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Timber and Stone, episode number 3. I've actually paused the game as Toshpa is bringing back some very valuable resources. You can see he's got 6 fur. He already did one run for the first wolf and has now got the second one that had fur there. So we've got 6. That's going to be a really good thing. As I jump in here really quick, you can see we don't have animal fur just yet. But if we go to process material twine, you can see that we can make 2 twine, creates 2 from 1 fur. With 6 we can make 12. I don't know that we'll use all of that. What we're going to do is go ahead and just queue up, I think we'll queue up 4. That'll be pretty good. That's going to be excellent. And then with 4 we only need 2 in order to make, let's check it out here, let's see, stone anvil. Yes, we just need 2 to make the anvil, so let's go ahead and set that up. I'm just gonna, I had it here for a while, but removed it when I didn't have the materials. So that's going to cost 2. Now, additionally, the other thing we wanted to make was the fishing rod. Let's see. That also takes 2. So we'll be able to make 1 if we queue up 4. But let's go ahead and queue up 6. And then that should do 2 poles, right? Let's jump back in there. Down a little bit more, Weem. Yes. And we have the wood, plenty of wood, and then we do have 2 to maintain in storage, so that will be perfect. I did make a toolbox here, a tool chest, because we kept running out of room, and so now you can see we've got a lot more room in there to put more stuff in there, which is great. Once we get the fishing poles up, then we will be able to assign somebody to fish, which right now it looks like Thomas is the best at that, and probably does look like he's probably the best to put on it. We've got better wood choppers out there, so sorry Thomas, but I need you on fishing. We got to get you on fishing stat. So anyway, that's going to be a really cool thing to get that going. You can see the mining operation is kind of jamming along down there. We're getting some of that dug up. If I move over here, you see we've got copper ore, which is excellent. We definitely want to be getting more of that out. Ooh, we got some mithril there, level 10. We're not going to be getting that for quite a while. So yeah, that's coming along. Now what I did was I can actually select this and show you. I left a line of it over here on the right, and we'll probably just step it down in here. I think that'll be the way to go. So we're going to let these guys keep jamming. I could actually get in here and select the next level, something like this. Go down in here. I can't really tell how far. If that is... Let's see. I don't know. It's something around there. There we go. So we've got the next level down set up as well, which is good because I tend to forget things and people will stand around a little bit with nothing to do, so I am not managing their stuff. So another thing that we brought in, let's actually jump in here real quick because I don't think I have it out on the right. No, I'm not tracking it, but that's okay. Animal hides, we have 3, and that's actually perfect because I've got 3 beds set out. We do need a farmer to make that, so that shouldn't be a problem. Weem should probably step over there and make that at some point because we do have that all set. That's going to be great because when they get injured, they can go lay down and get some of their hit points back. In fact, you can actually jump in on a per character basis and determine when they rest. You can see rest when injured and rest when their health is below, and they've got a percentage. So anyway, one of these guys, I think it was Toshpa. Did I lower his to... No, somebody's I lowered to 70. They were out roaming around, and I said, I don't need them to try and come back here just when they're barely scratched. They're fine. They'll deal with it. But anyway, yeah, things are coming along pretty well here in episode 3. Okay, we've got Joe crafting up the fishing rod. In fact, he just finished that. So perfect. Let's do this. So you can see a second one going as well. So we got Thomas, who we were going to pull over to be a fisherman. You can see he's got his hat on now. He's ready to roll. Get out there and catch us some fish here. Get the fishing rod. He's going to wander over here. So you can see our food is at 0, so this is a bit problematic. But this is where the fishing is really going to come in handy, because we can get quite a bit of food from that. And in fact, we'll probably get somebody else fishing as well. We do have the spare rod. Let's bring that up and see fishermen. We've got a number of people who can do it. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually pull Toshpa off of foraging because it's not doing a whole lot for us food-wise, at least, especially compared to fishing. But so we'll bring him in for now, and he can get back to that later. Especially if we've been, killing various mobs and stuff. We need some of that stuff picked up, but. There you go. Thomas is out there doing his thing, trying to bring in food for everybody. Let's check his inventory again real quick. He's not catching anything. You're our best hope, Thomas. You should be catching all of the fish right now. And in fact, if Toshpa does better than you, let's see here. 2, right? Is it just 2 to 3? Okay. So you're just a little bit better than Toshpa, but come on, Thomas. Let's bring it in. Okay, now that we got the fishing going, you can actually even hear it in the background occasionally. Let's take a look at some of the other things going on here. We do have Draz finishing up the wall. I did drag it all the way across. I figure I'll pop out a doorway at some point down the road. So I do have these side doors, or at least the doorway's open. I haven't set the doors up yet. Actually, we can look at that. Objects, doors. And then we've got all kinds of doors here. Timber door would be easy, right? Level 1 carpenter with 8 timber. We have only set to be, I think, 12 of those at any given time. So some more of that will have to be made. We can also get into some of the other stuff, but as you can see here, you start getting into needing the engineering skills. So that's why I closed the wall, and I don't intend on getting that castle gate going right now. That could be down the road a ways. So we've got other options here. We do have the studded door, but that's, you can see there, level 9, so we're not quite there yet, which all leads back to the timber door. I could do a braced one because we do have some of the metal for that, but I prefer to hang on to that for other use. So let's go ahead and do timber door and space that around. I say space because you hit spacebar to rotate, but you can see the feet there, it opens outward. So we're going to do that there. And we'll set this guy up on this side. Cool, so that gets the doors going. Again, they can come around through the water, but it's a start. We're really getting this place it's kind of coming together, which is excellent. Now, I do need to start laying out dirt in the water if I want to kind of get that set up the way I want to do it. I am going to wrap around and keep some water in the pool, essentially, because the walls will be big enough at some point where they won't randomly wander outside to go fishing down the stream, maybe. They'll actually, you know, this will be the closest there is, and I like to have a pool inside that's protected. So that's going to be the goal there. And in order to kind of get all of that going, we're going to have to end up building, I believe, construction, terrain, dirt, and then we can lay the dirt down to continue the walls, essentially. So I might actually do this here a bit. I think we'll go to there. And I might do some kind of angle here just to give some kind of variety. I could do something like that. When I say that, this is what I mean. Although I probably should have done this. Let's see, we can do Shift-Alt to delete that. Actually, it's dirt. I forgot. I was like, let me do this 3 tall. I don't want to forget to do that, but I forgot. I don't want to do 3 tall in the dirt. We're just going to get this kind of going here. For the foundation, it's the stone we want to do 3 tall. So we could do something along these lines. Let's see, where does that cross over? Not quite. It's getting dark here. So something like that, and then you can see we could connect there. Of course, this sticks out a little bit farther, but I think that's okay. I think what we'll do is we're going to bring that in, and then this portion I will actually bring out as like a kind of another wing of the building. I think that'd be cool. Well, I was missing a fisherman. I wasn't sure where Toshpa went, and then I found him. He decided to wander all the way out here, so I guess he has some kind of inside scoop on the best fishing spot, so he made his way all the way out there. But we've got Thomas over here gathering as well, and basically they're bringing in food and people are eating it, but that's okay. Everybody's been kind of hungry. We haven't had a lot of food, but this fishing is going to pay off. It's definitely going to help us out, so that's coming right along. You can see we got the dirt laid down in here now for the wall that will come around. And then what will happen is I'll probably, I'll either fill much of this in and just have a small pool, or I may end up leaving it, or rather I may fill it all in and instead build out this way and then build maybe a pier out here like a dock, but it would probably be off the water a little bit so that we didn't have any, wolves, for example, run in here and jump up on the dock. They'll actually stand up on walls, up a couple blocks high and can fish still. So if I have the dock off the water by like 2 blocks or something, then it should be fine. Should totally work out just fine. We got all kinds of mining going. You can see a lot of different metals exposed here. We got some coal down there. Let's actually check the levels of our miners. Let's see where we're at. We got Brandon at 6 right now. Shirley is at 5, but I've got Shirley out helping build. I really want to get this wall going and finished. You can see the doors are in right now. We do have a gap over here still. I do have that set to be made, right? Yeah. So anyway, we're getting that kind of wrapped up. We definitely need to wrap around the water. I guess I could go ahead and set up at least a little bit of that here. Not dig. We're going to construct the walls. Great stone. 3. I won't do all this now. I just want to make sure I'm getting some of this kind of queued up there. That'll work, and then we'll kind of go across the backside here. Cool, so that's kind of how that's shaping up, slowly coming together. Again, we're going to come out this way. I might do essentially some steps up to a higher platform, wrap the building kind of around here, and then bring out some kind of deck of some kind. I may cover up this stone, or I may go right over the top of it. I like the idea of some of the stone sticking out and like my dock essentially coming out and being over the top of it, almost like it's supported by the stone, and then maybe having a dock that extends out, you know, in this direction or something. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. We'll see. We did end up having another wolf come into our area. You can actually see the corpse right there. We were set to gather that stuff up, but anyway, that worked out very well. We had clubs out, took it down very easily, so we got some more hide and everything, which is awesome. More resources that we need. I would like to start capturing and domesticating the animals here. I didn't get to play with that when I was starting up, and again recently, just yesterday in fact, to get used to the controls. I did put down some fence, and I did select domesticate, and the herder did bring them in, and they were caged in the fences. But I didn't test, essentially play long enough to see if they were actually like producing offspring. So I don't know if that's like happening. I don't know if the game does that or not, but I definitely want to at least give that a shot. So we will be doing that at some point. Let me get Helix off tailoring. He went ahead and made all the twine he could make for now. Let's switch Felix to... He's got woodchopper. Let's do that and go around and just kind of get rid of some of the stumps around here. In fact, he can plant trees. Woodchoppers can plant trees, so I think we might do that next, because they do take a little bit to grow. Some of those selected already. So let's see. First of all, we need the seedling, I think they call it. Okay, so it looks like we only have 2. So we can plant 2 trees. Now, oddly enough, this is actually under decor. You actually have to go to objects, decor, tree, and you can see it takes 1, a level 2 woodchopper. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant 2 of these in here. I think we'll just put them over in the corner. Do another one. I should have held shift. I think that I'm gonna actually try that. I think that works. Yeah, shift does that. Cool. So we've got 2. Once we get some more saplings, we'll really kind of get a farm going, so we don't have to venture out as far. This map did have dense, I believe it was. It was this descriptor for how many trees there were. Some of the maps I was kind of looking at, or locations I was looking at, had sparse, and I really wanted to make sure we had a good amount of trees. So this has worked out pretty well. But yeah, we're doing really good. We're doing really good so far. Those of you who watched the first run know that to get essentially to the point that I'm at here, where we've actually got some walls going, some relative safety, that was pretty far in. It was probably a good 5, 6, 7 episodes, because we had big setbacks of losing people. So we're already doing much better than we were before, and I really do think a big part of it was sticking to where our supplies were, sticking where the wagon was. I think that really was the best choice there. Let's see, we had some people saying they couldn't do anything. Oh, because they can't mine these materials, and if I go to dig here, let's see, you can see that the only thing left selected is stuff that they actually can't pick up right now. So we want to keep them going. Not zoomed in that far. Again, we'll step this down, something like that, and we've got 1 more over to go. Now, what we're going to end up doing here, so what are you going to do, Weem, with this big pit? I'm actually probably going to make this even bigger. We dig this down. What I did in the last one was I actually dug down and used it as a basement. I put a building over the top of it. So it's kind of like you're getting more space. So what I might do is do this and then maybe move some of these elements that are meant for storage of items and put those kind of down there, and then maybe put a floor over the top of that. So that's the kind of thing I don't need to interact with myself as kind of the player. Once those are set up, and especially once they're upgraded, that's it. They just store stuff, and if people need things, they can go down there and get it, which is great. I don't have to lower the ground level so I can see underground to select things or anything. So I think storage makes a lot of sense to put those kinds of things underneath floors if you're going to have floors. So that should work out pretty well. That's the plan there. But otherwise, as I said, things are coming along very, very well. Okay, before we head out, it looks like we're going to have a little wolf situation here. Weem's equipped with his armor, got his club out. I'm actually going to back him off a bit. Go ahead, keep going. We got a couple wolves, actually. So let's go ahead and pause it at this point. I do have Thomas kind of moving away. He's been doing fishing, but I think I might switch him to inventory. Let's check his inventory. He does have a club, so that's fine. Let's bring him over here. So I've got 5 people with, what, 2 wolves? I think we should be good. Shouldn't be a problem, really. But let's go ahead and switch Brandon out. Brandon, we're going to go ahead and switch you to inventory as well. Do you have a club? You do. Excellent. I think everybody has a club at this point. So we're going to get him up here as well. It may be over by the time he gets up there, but let's see. Everybody's kind of moving around. This wolf may try to take off. Unfortunately, I really don't want him going anywhere, but let's go hunt him down, guys. Let's get you guys out here. Let's see if we can kind of corner him here. Well, see, this is where it'd be nice to kind of be able to select everybody. Get in there and take him out. Where's he going? He's trying to run away. Why don't you go out here? Cut him off? Nope. Okay, there we go. We got him. We can pause this and get everybody back to business. So, yeah, we are handling things. We are just handling it. We can get resources off of these guys. Obviously, the fur and pelts. Whew, things are going good.